Those three Republican candidates join us now. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. Derrick, I want to start with you. And this same question for all of you as you run races in very different states. I'm interested in what is your closing argument issues-wise? Because if you look at Fox News polling, it's pretty clear. Inflation, high crime, what's being taught in schools. Then you have sort of vague categories like political divisions, the Ukraine situation. What issues are you emphasizing on the campaign trail as you finish out? And what's your opponent talking about? Derrick, I'll start with you.
Pete, good morning. My team and I have put over 170,000 miles on our vehicle since we started this campaign. We're hearing the same thing across the district. Gas, groceries, and grandkids. People can't afford gas and groceries, and they're worried about their grandchildren for the following reasons. Crime is out of control. Fentanyl is horrible. We've had over 100,000 American citizens, including 12,000 here in Wisconsin, die of fentanyl overdose. The border is wide open. Parents are concerned that they're being labeled by the FBI as domestic terrorists for attending school board meetings, and they're worried about the woke agenda in school. So we're talking about issues that are hitting the American family, and here in southwestern Wisconsin, particularly hard every day. And my opponent, quite frankly, is not talking about any of that. He's just spinning castles in the sky, and he is walking a hard leftist, socialist spending, big government policy drivel. Actually, all the stuff that has ruined our economy, my opponent has been advocating for.
Doesn't sound like a great strategy. I heard he's also, loves to talk about January 6th, as if that's at the forefront of a lot of people's mind right now. Mike, how about you? Out in New York 17th, what issues are you talking about?
Well, much the same. In New York, for the first time in our nation's history, Democrats control everything in Washington, Albany, and New York City all at once, and they've created a mess. A 41-year record high on inflation, surging crime across our communities, skyrocketing energy prices, the porous southern border, with not only a massive inflow of illegal immigration, but drugs coming into our communities, killing 300 Americans a day. The issues of education, parents are very concerned about what's being taught and whether or not they have a say in their child's education. My opponent, Sean Maloney, the chair of the DCCC, has voted 100% of the time with Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi. He owns this mess. And, with 10 days to go, we have surged in the polls. We're ahead in the most recent poll, up 6 points. And if voters want to help us take out the chair of the DCCC, they can go to firemaloney.com and support us. All eyes have been on this race in the last 96 hours. And I feel very good about where we are because the voters understand it's the inflation and crime, and Sean Maloney's not doing anything to fix it.
You're on the precipice of beating the chair of the campaign committee for the Democrats in New York, which would be a very bad sign for them. Finally, Juan, how about you? In Arizona, what issues animate voters?
Yeah, well, good morning, and thanks for having me on, Pete. The issues are kitchen table issues that we're hearing. Of course, we're a border district, as you mentioned. About 1/3 of the voters in my district are independent. So we stick to the common sense issues and really around the issues of cost of living, security, the border, of course, inflation, family issues. These are all the things that are attracting families and voters to our message, because we're just sticking to what they're really feeling out there. And this is happening both in the Hispanic community and in the non-Hispanic community, of course. Again, being a border district, we're able to carry our message in both Spanish and English. And we're doing that wherever we go. And we're getting positive feedback from everyone on this. This is a battleground district. Like I said, it's been Republican before. It's been Democrat before, including today. And we have a great opportunity to take it back.
This feels like, ultimately, at the end of the day, a sanity election. When you're hearing the same issues from Wisconsin to New York to Arizona, it's common sense. Meet people where they're at, their basic security, their basic needs, the education of their kids. And ultimately, if Republicans do that, we've got three of you on the panel. Juan, I believe your seat was held by a Republican, so that would be a hold. But if all three of you win, all it takes is 2 seats, because the majority is 218. Republicans currently have 216 squarely in their camp. If all three of you win, it meets the threshold. We wish you all the best. Derrick Van Orden, Mike Lawler, Juan Ciscomani, thank you all for joining us on Fox & Friends on this Saturday morning. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.